Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy Reed, and I'm the co-founder of Illuminate Psychic Fair and more. I welcome you to Illuminate 2020, which is going to be held in Kelowna, British Columbia at the end of January. It's our 7th year, and I think it's our best year moving forward as we head into a new decade and the age of Aquarius. We've got 60 incredible exhibitors, and we have a speaker series that runs all weekend and a panel of experts. We draw prizes all throughout the weekend, and this is all happening at the end of January. And to start the fair off, we have something new this year. We have our keynote presentation, which is going to be happening on January the 30th in the evening. And we have our keynote presentation and Colette Marie Stefan. So they'll be with us on January the 30th. And as I mentioned, our speaker series goes throughout the weekend. It starts Saturday morning and runs till Sunday in the afternoon. And today, we're so grateful to have one of those speakers with us. Her name is Tannia Joy. So welcome, Tannia.
Hi, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. We're really grateful that you're going to be one of our speakers. And I'm super excited you're going to be talking about gemstones because I have to say, I use them every day and they're a big part of my life. We used to own a metaphysical store in Kelowna, and our gemstones used to be displayed in little tiny glass bowls. People would come into the store and they would literally sit there for hours determining which one was the best one for them. It was such a heartwarming experience to watch because those gemstones really do talk to us. And it was lovely just to watch that whole experience. And so they became a big part of my life. I sleep with them, I meditate with them, I wear them, you name it, I do it with them because I just love them. Sometimes I even put them in my water bottle or stick them in my bath. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for talking about this. One thing I wanted to mention in your bio, I saw that your dad had mentioned to you that not to place judgment on anybody. And I am in total agreement with that because we've not walked one day in their shoes, not our children's, nobody's. You know, we've only walked in our shoes. So that was very sound advice that your father shared with you. So can you share a little bit more about how you got into this and what you're doing?
So 8 years ago, I took this beautiful course on color and crystal therapy. And they had this module on crystal healing for pets. So when I started exploring the module, I started realizing that we could use crystals to work with our animals in different ways, and we could support them with certain conditions or with certain struggles that they were having, or we could build better connections. So I had a dog at the time. She would throw up in the car. Every time we went traveling, she would vomit over and over and over again. And in the course, they basically said that there was some stones you could use to help support travel sickness. So I took those stones, I put them on Maddie. When I used them in the vehicle, she didn't throw up. When I forgot to use them in the vehicle, she did. And so that was basically where my whole experience began. I started adding more stones. I started experimenting with more animals. Healer's Gemstones carries 16 stones, and we organized them into these 4 collections. So body, mind, heart, and soul. Basically, whatever we're needing to support will go or we'll gather from those collections. We also do special custom work. So if we're dealing with an animal that has problems with digestion or problems with cancers or balance-related disorders, we'll put together a combination of stones to support the animal in the best way that we can.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Speaking of animals, it sounds like you have Maddie right beside you. Is that Maddie?
No, this one is Willow. So Willow joined us just a year and a half ago. She's just a pup, and her favorite way of surrounding herself with gemstones is she likes bags of gemstones. So we'll put 4 or 5 in a bag, and she carries them around the house. So yeah, that's her favorite way to keep them near her and close to her.
Wow, does she pick them up with her mouth then? And
She carries these bags everywhere. She tosses them, she plays with them. So what we'll do is we'll put a combination of gems into a bag, we'll triple knot it so they can't get them out, and then they just tuck them wherever they want to take them and want to play with them. So it's a beautiful way to support them for sure.
wow. And so you must have done that when she was a very young pup so that she got used to the energy of the stones.
As soon as she came to us, we supported her with what we called at the time our spirit collection. So they were all heart stones, love stones, stones to bring her comfort. And then we've added different bags along the way. So we traveled a lot. We put together a combination for traveling. We've used the Mind collection when we're working on training. She's not a collar girl, so she doesn't want to wear a pet necklace. And we can't use a charm because she doesn't have a collar. So with her, we'll use a bag of stones. So what my philosophy is that crystals are my beautiful tool, but we need to find a way to surround the animals or support the animals with those crystals. So we'll do all kinds of different things to be able to facilitate that.
Yeah, well, you mentioned a collar. Do you create those collars yourself then?
Mm-hmm. So I make these beautiful braided leather pet necklaces. So it's leather with gemstones. And then I also do charms for their collar. And then I do companion packs for the humans. So a lot of times we need better connection with our animals in order to support them. And the
Mhm.
best way to do that is for you to be wearing the same stones as your pet or your horse or your animal, whether it's in your pocket or a bracelet or whether you tuck a stone in your bra. It's totally up to you, but we just need connection. It's all about connection. Yeah.
That's absolutely lovely. I'm sure you've had lots of miraculous healings and lots of really heart energy experiences with that. So during the fair, you are actually going to be presenting, and you're going to be talking about these 16 stones for the human, horse, and hound. What can we expect from that presentation? Are you going to you're going to share with us how to go about getting that connection, or what exactly can we look forward to?
Well, what I want to do in the very beginning is basically share my story, because that's how Healers Gemstones connects and grows and supports people. Basically sharing my story with you. Then I'm going to take everybody through a crystal meditation so that we connect with crystals and we feel more grounded and more supported. And then I really want to share in conversation. I want you to share your stories with me. And then, have that beautiful connection and conversation and build that community and have everyone, feel it's a safe place. It's a comfortable place. We can support your animals that way.
Yeah, we all love our animals. Sometimes I think that they love the animals more than they love themselves because we have a tendency to feed them the best food and all that kind of stuff, which is really, they're like our family, which is amazing. And that's just I think that's beautiful, the way that you've come up with this. The human carries it and the animal carries it. And I agree, there needs to be that heart-centered connection. And that's probably the most beautiful way to make that happen. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It's funny you were talking about getting your hands in the bowls, right? And that's something that we do a lot. Is we have the stones available for people to kind of feel and to place their animal in their heart and kind of see what comes to them. We love it when people use their intuition to pick what's needed for their animal. They know them best, and I guide them to help them listen to that. So
Oh, that's going to be beautiful. So at the actual fair, you're going to be in booth number 222. So basically, people will come and see you, and you're going to be doing a session with them. The animal doesn't need to be present because I don't think we can bring horses into the Capri.
Yes,
Might
exactly.
be a little bit tricky. I don't think I can get
Exactly.
that one passed.
Yeah.
So what you do is you just basically get them to hold the energy or the image of the animal in their minds, and that's how you connect to find out what would be the best for them.
It's a beautiful thing. It's all about that that connection and then our communication. I always say to people, I need them to share their stories with me. I need them to tell me their experiences and how they're feeling and where they need support and where they feel their animal needs support. Probably one of the most talked about conditions is anxiety. And so I help people realize that in order for them to support their animal through anxiety, they also have to support themselves, because anxiety is just a spiral. And if the owner is anxious, the pet becomes anxious, then the owner becomes more anxious, and then the pet becomes more anxious. So we have to break the cycle. We have to break the spiral and change the energy so that we can make kind of a downward, a more loving energy, and they're both out of that anxiety.
Oh, that's very interesting. You know, there was a time when, and I'm not sure, maybe it's still truth, where an animal actually takes on the dis-ease of the human, and I don't know if that's a truth or not. How do you feel about that?
I definitely feel they take on some energy of that. It may not
Okay.
show up the same way as it shows up in the human, but it definitely will show up in the animal some way. We have black tourmaline in our body collection. Black tourmaline is a beautiful stone for protecting our animals from the sponge effect. So whether it's placed in the home or near their bed, or whether it's on the animal, we can kind of figure out a way to best support them. But yeah, black tourmaline's a beautiful stone for that.
Yeah, I'm sure that connection with that stone, and of course the human too, right? Because we
Yeah,
we we also have energy coming into our field all the time, and
yeah,
so that black tourmaline will keep us grounded and a little bit protected from everything that's coming our way. So to have it on the animal and the human really double protects the whole experience.
yeah. And environmental toxins as well, radiations, things like that. The body collection is a beautiful collection for that. It just protects against those toxins and things.
That sounds amazing. That sounds just lovely, lovely, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have an animal and you just want to talk to you about stones,
Yes.
crystals and stones,
Yes.
do we have a human? Do
I
we have a
do.
human bag?
I have a human line, yes. And my human line is basically comes from the same place as my pet line. There's 16 stones, and they support the body, mind, heart, and soul. And definitely we can have those conversations. We can share your story, tell me what you're needing support with. And as I said, if we can't support you in those 16 stones, then we'll use those stones to combine to make something that you do need for support. So we have a special collection for people going through cancer. We have another collection for people who are going through menopause. Those are all custom collections that we kind of have put together, knowing how they do provide support for people. So we do leather and gemstone bracelets. We occasionally will do a mala if that works better for you. But again, we're open to anything you need, and any way to get the gems on you, we will figure it out.
Lovely. Well, that's one thing that the Illuminate Psychic Fair has, a very safe and friendly environment. So you can feel safe going in there and sharing what you need to share in order to get the answers that you need to get, right? And the help that you are looking for. And it's a very beautiful energy once we all come together, and it's community. That's what it is, and it's a very safe community. It's kind of like that tribe.
Yes,
So that's a
totally.
beautiful addition to the tribe.
Thank
And
you.
that's lovely, lovely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That's just going to be an incredible presentation that you're doing, and that again is on Sunday, February 2nd at 12:30 p.m. I know you're going to want to be there. It sounds absolutely delightful. And again, I'm really, really grateful that you're going to be talking about these gemstones and how important they are to our physical body and to our beautiful four-legged ones. How about
Thank
snakes and
you.
things like that? I mean, do they, now that do we have, like, we've got the four-legged ones, but what about the snakes and those kind of
Oh,
pets and things like that? What is that like?
we have supported all kinds of creatures I can't even begin to tell you. So we've tied charms to cages. We've put rocks in the water, like stones in the water. We have just done all kinds of crazy things. Ferrets and rabbits and piggies and oh, it's been incredible. So whatever animal you're trying to support, we definitely can come up with a solution. So
Well, that sounds amazing.
thank
I can't,
you.
yeah, I'm so grateful you're joining us. Again, if you want to learn more, thank you, Tannia, for
Thank you
being
so
part of
much.
this. Thank you so much. If you want to learn more about the fair, it's at www.illuminateyourlife.ca, and you can buy your tickets right online. Thanks so much for joining us, and
Perfect.
we'll see
Thank you.
you.
See you soon.
We'll We'll see you at Illuminate
Bye.
2020 in
See you
Kelowna.
there.
Bye.